So we're going to go over some terminology real quick. Most of this we've gone over a couple of times because I've been over here close to the same topics before, but Community Development Block Grant, HEAC is our Houston Galveston Area Council, HUD is our Houston and Urban Development, Method of Distribution, referred to as MOD, and for the LMI, referred to low to moderate income. So following Harvey, we did have a lot of funding come out, especially for the Community Block Grant. The HEAC has developed a mod for this region, specifically for Galveston County. There's another pot that's been for Harris County. December 3rd, we came to you with a list of projects for Friendswood for possible allocations. And then back again in January with the actual resolution for the applications for 3 infrastructure projects and 2 acquisition projects. Basically, we're coming back tonight under the mod. Friendswood was given actually $2.7 million for those infrastructure acquisition projects. In Galveston County, Galveston County has specifically had $4.3 million for theirs. So one of our projects was for acquisition and buyouts for the Frenchman's Creek area. The funding that we had available allowed us to go forth, and we put an application for 3 out of the 5 units down there. Galveston County saw that application and wants to put some of the money that's allocated to them towards the finishing of that project. So that's basically where we're coming back tonight, is letting you know that we did have meetings with that group, very favorable. We've heard from most of them. The one that I think that we haven't got a hold of yet, it's not yay or nay, we just having problems getting a hold of one. But for the most part, we've had very favorable feedback from that group with interest. And then, so the timeline would be today, meeting with you today. Last week, I think it actually went out at the end of February. We got a notice out for the comment period. Similar to the other one, we've actually received quite a few comments so far, most of them favorable, some more so they're trying to figure out what the process is. Right now, the process is not very fine-tuned until the application goes through and all that is exactly how it all works. So until all that, we don't really have the answers for that, but we will make sure that we keep tabs on that and communicate with them what's going on through the process, those that have questions. And then next month, I'll be back again with the resolution for support, asking for support for this. Just kind of as a note, the bottom 3 on Moss Point are the ones that we had on our application, and these for the 2, I think their address off of Blue Heron, but all part of that Frenchman's Creek project. And then have any comments, period, that anybody may have comments.
And as Brian had indicated, if anyone would like, they can look at this application online and provide their comments digitally as well.
Steve.
How many residencies or addresses or stuff are down there that are involved?
Honestly, I'm not
20.
Okay.
There are 5 buildings. Each building has 4 units.
Okay.
And they're condominiums, right? Or they're
Townhomes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Anything else?
Any other comments? Anybody?
Nope. Well, that's
I just wanted
Yes.
to say that I appreciate that Galveston County was chipping in to help us find that last bit so we can go ahead. Frenchman's Creek was
Severely.
severely hit. And for Galveston County to step up and help us out with that entire area, I really appreciate that. So we're grateful.
very
Just one
good.
quick comment. So what do we think will be the best uses for that property going forward? If this passes and gets through, or are we looking at detention there, or are we just looking at clearing? What are we looking to do with it?
Right now, it'd be clearing. I don't think we were able to put any detention as far as on the other applications. There wasn't the funding for it.
Okay.
However, I do know that there has been some shelving and retention type areas if possible. I know that drainage district's interested in using that as well, as
Okay.
to help do what they can without a big funding source.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
part of the desire with a lot of these applications is to go ahead and assimilate the property so that we can partner with local drainage districts, flood control districts, and provide the property for them to do the projects. So even if we're not able to secure funding, we can work with other agencies that can.
And more than likely, there'll be additional funding coming down the pike as well.
Steve?
How many times have those properties flooded?
At least 4 times.
And what's the status of those units right now? Are they all mucked out? Nobody's back in them.
Some of them have,
Have
some
come back.
people had people back in. Some people have actually sold, and other folks have moved in. But even the ones that have moved in weren't 100% aware of exactly how much it flooded. They were not here during Harvey. But still, everybody's favorable so far as being interested in relocating.
So is that 20 individual owners we're dealing with? Or?
There's 20 units. I don't
20
know if
units.
there's 100, but there may be some dual owners down
Yes,
there.
there are a few that own multiple units, but 20 units.
Carl?
Isn't there some private infrastructure back there that's actually owned by the homeowners?
The entire subdivision is privately owned and maintained with the exception of the water and the sewer line. The streets and the drainage facilities, the storm sewer lines are privately maintained. And they're pretty far behind on there.
Okay, so if for some reason the two that haven't quite signed on yet were to object, they'd be responsible for continuing to maintain that on their own, or would the city be obligated to contribute?
On their own, up to their unit. So if it were the front units that decided not to participate in the buyout, the infrastructure to the front units would remain private, and then the city would rip out the back half
Okay.
on the portion we purchased.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Brian.